Yo, what's up y'all, it's Jim Parker here. So in this video I'm going to show y'all, what I do with my drums, what effects I put on, how I add the bounce, and my overall sound selection, and just how I go about arranging and then exporting the beat. So I got this guitar loop that I made yesterday that I'm going to play it real quick, and then I'm going to break down how I played and what effects I used on it. Alright, so I actually played this in Ableton and recorded it in there, so we're going to switch over there and then I'll show y'all the exact effects that I used. Okay, so with my guitar melodies, I just like playing around the fretboard until I find something that I really like. And for this guitar loop, I started off with this first main guitar, which is starts off with my finger on the 7th fret of the low E string. Then I skip the A string and go on to the D string on the 8th fret. And then I go on to the G string on the 6th fret. And then after that, I switch the chord over to my first finger on the 6th fret of the A string. And then I go on to the 8th fret of the D string. And then on the G string, I go on to play the 10th string. So with the guitar parts all recorded, I went ahead and opened up THU, which is a guitar amp sim similar to like Guitar Rig 5. I opened up this preset in the Jazzbox series, which is called Dimensions and Delay. And then I went ahead and went to the delay preset that I pulled up from Ableton stock plugins. And I put it on the 3 setting and then put the dry wet on 24% and then put it on ping pong. And then I just added a compressor to kind of level everything out a bit more. And for this next guitar, I added the same preset, didn't change anything as well. I just put the delay on there. Alright, and then this next guitar part, I went ahead and put on a different preset for this, and I still in the Jazzbox series bank, but I put on E-acoustic oversteel, and I didn't change anything here as well. But I did add an EQ to take out some of the low end, and because I didn't want the bass notes of the power chords to collide with anything else. And I added a reverb. And then for the last one, I just added the same preset over. I automated the volume so that whenever these finish playing, it wouldn't leave the reverbs or the delay into bleeding into the next ones. And then I just exported it like that. Alright, so now that we're in FL Studio, I'm going to show you how I do my drums. So the first thing I do is just go ahead and select about 24 bars. I'm be using some of my stash kit. These are just sounds that I collected from like all kits that I use. And then I'm going to go ahead and start using drums from my drum kit, which I'm planning to put out there soon. Alright, so I like it on that key right there better. So I'm gonna go ahead and bring in some percussion elements so that I can give it a little bit more bounce. Now with my hi-hats, I just like adding a few rolls every now and then. I don't like putting it too complicated, otherwise it'll be a little bit too jarring. But I go ahead and just try to add as much bounce as possible, because the hi-hats do kind of control the bounce of the song. And what the trick with 808s is, if you can't hear the bass notes by ear, you should put it up an octave higher, like around the 5 to 6 range, and it'll just be easier to hear the exact note that's being played. But another trick that I used to use is I would go ahead and put an EQ to the bottom notes, and then go over here to G tune, and then just find the notes there. And then you put it back. See, when that happens, you just want to turn off loop points. Now it's time for the arrangement, and I always like to put my stems at the end of the loop so that I can just go ahead and arrange it however I want. And for this one, I think I'm gonna have it start off without the 808s and just have like a clap and then hi-hat run for a bit. And I like to arrange my beats in kind of like this fashion, where I kind of have the intro. I consider this as like kind of like an intro or pre-chorus, whatever you like. And then I have it run into the chorus, which I have for 16 bars. And then you run in the verse for another like 16 or 24 bars. And you can either count this as part of the verse or the bridge, and then just run that over 2 more times, but then take out the last verse. So that has 2 verses and 3 choruses here. At the end, I kind of add like an outro, which I kind of try to make different from the bridges or the choruses. Alright, so one thing I really like doing that I think is really important when you're arranging beats is giving auditory clues to when it transitions into different sections. So let's say you're transitioning into the verse. Right here, I'm dropping the open hat, I'm dropping the 808, and I'm dropping this perk right here, and I'm bringing it right back in. And for this next part of the verse, I'm doing the same thing. I'm just dropping the hi-hats in between. Alright, so I like how that sounds, so I'm gonna have that only play in the outro, and then go ahead and make sure that I create an automation clip so that it doesn't play anywhere else. I might also add reverb at the end so that it kind of gives that extra ambience and tension. Alright, so when I'm mixing the beat, I kind of do it all in here, in the channel rack itself, so I don't really do much afterwards. But on my main master, I have this TR5 classic clipper, which is basically just like a soft clipper, but just a different type. And then I have it on the slope on -3, and I have the output on like 2 to 3, whatever I feel, because I don't want it to just hit the 0 mark in case it does peak. And then this fruity limiter really is kind of useless, but I just put it just as like a last resort in case any peaks do pass. But I'm gonna play you guys the beat, and then that's it. Let me know if you guys would like to see more videos like this. I'm gonna try to post more. I haven't really posted that often. If you guys have any ideas or anything you would like to know, let me know in the comments. But appreciate you for sticking to the end. So let me just play this out.